The process of creating master copies can be a waste of time, or it can be a versatile exercise capable of taking us to a whole new level of mastery in the craft of classical painting. And it all depends on choosing the right approach to this type of artistic activity. My name is Nick, this is my art channel, and today we'll talk about how to get the most out of creating master copies and turn this process into a universal learning system in which the great masters of the past will serve as our teachers. Creating a master copy is much more than simply trying to achieve a visual resemblance to the image. If we approach this process thoughtlessly, simply trying to copy brush strokes of a certain color in a certain place, we are wasting our time. We must delve deeper, understand the master's technique, try to grasp his thinking, his strategy, his plan. And here, by the way, studying the master's unfinished works is very helpful, because in this case we have the rare opportunity to get a behind-the-scenes look at the artist's creative process, which will give us the keys to understanding his technique. So, you need to begin the copying process with a very thorough study of the original. And by the way, you should also give due attention to the choice of the painting. First, you must understand that if, for example, you want to work in a multi-layer technique, you shouldn't choose works by the Impressionists or, say, John Singer Sargent, that's obvious. In this case, it's better to turn to works by 17th and 19th century artists. And second, you should of course simply like the painting. So, once you've made your choice, take time to study the artist's body of work in general. Try to find information about his technique. Major museums often publish research findings that provide valuable insights into the materials used in the specific work, the surface preparation, the primers, the paint layers, everything that offers clues to understanding a particular artist's technique. Then, find a high-quality, high-resolution reproduction of painting. Major museums now provide such images on their websites, so I don't think you'll have any trouble. I usually use resources like Halle Definizione, the Metropolitan Museum, Wikimedia, and others. I will include the links in the description, you can check them out. So once you've found the image, the most important stage of the work begins: studying it. And this stage is actually much more significant and demanding than the painting process itself, because it is precisely during the study of the original that we delve into the very essence of the master's technique. Spend as much time as necessary studying the original to fully understand how it was created. I know this may sound too categorical and perhaps even unrealistic, but I believe that if we truly want to learn from the great masters of the past, we have no right to touch a brush until we have a clear understanding of exactly what we are going to do, until we understand the structure of the painting, the number of layers and how they interact with one another. We must strive as much as possible to transport ourselves back 200, 300 years to see, understand, and then recreate the sequence of master's work in process. And then, and only then, will we enrich our own arsenal of techniques and successful artistic solutions. What should you pay attention to when studying the original? Well, first try to determine the color of the ground or imprimatur. This is of enormous importance and affects the color scheme of the entire painting. An incorrectly chosen imprimatur color can ruin the entire work, really. Figuring out which color was used in the original isn't actually that difficult. The imprimatur often shows through in the shadows and at the edges of the objects. Then, using the same principle, try to determine the presence and color of the underpainting. Then try to understand whether there is a dead layer in the painting, and if so, exactly how it was applied. If you don't know what a dead layer is, I talked about this earlier, so you can watch this video. Pay special attention to the colors in the painting. Try to find as much information as possible about the pigments used by the artist whose painting you are copying, as well as about the pigments that were common at the time in general. Look for as much historical information as you can. But don't get me wrong, I'm not a radical advocate of historical pigments, and you can certainly work wonders with modern paints, of course. I just want to say that the more information you have, the stronger you will be professionally, and the more understandable and accessible the language of classical painting will become to you. So when studying the original, try to understand whether the color you see in a specific spot is the result of mixing paint on the palette, or the result of sequentially applying several layers of different colors on top of each other. Sometimes this is evident when the paint layer has deteriorated over time, and sometimes from the characteristic bleeding of paint into the recesses of the lower layer's texture. In short, it's something you can grasp. You can grasp. It's not that difficult. You just need a little practice in studying painting. With practice and experience, everything will turn out great. You have to understand that in reality, well, that's my theory, but I believe that the main task in creating master copies is to lift a certain mystical veil from the work of the great masters of the past. Because most people today are under the misconception that the level of mastery of those great celebrated artists is unattainable for us, and therefore there is no point in even trying. However, in my opinion, this is the wrong approach, and when we begin to seriously study classical painting and create master copies competently, we come to realize this. So the main idea I wanted to share with you in this video is that the process of preparing and studying the original is actually much more important than the actual process of painting. After all, let's be honest, there is really nothing complicated about the painting process itself. You agree? What could be complicated about applying paint to a canvas with a brush? Nothing, absolutely nothing. And we all already know how to do this. You, me, a 5-year-old child, we all know how to do it. Anyone with a hand capable of holding a brush knows how to paint. Whether you are a professional, an amateur, or just anyone with a brush, it doesn't matter. But what we all really need to learn is how to paint beautifully and skillfully. How to paint the way they did, the great masters of centuries past. In my upcoming videos, I will continue the topic of copying, so if it interests you, stay tuned. And for now, as always, I wish you all the very best and copy wisely.